in Montgomery. A capacity crowd at the Metrodome looking on. They've had a big day already. Their Twins have won the American League West, and they hope to get their Vikings going. Here we go. Good kick. Clark in the end zone. He won't bring it out. It's out of the end zone, and Denver will go to work behind John Elway at the 20-yard line.
And John Elway visited with him yesterday, just very relaxed and is willing this year to get rid of the ball. He's not taking many sacks, not throwing the interceptions, but getting rid of the ball a lot.
Gaston Green will be the setback behind him. And here we go with Mark Jackson wide to the right. Gaston Green, the running back. Green hit at the line of scrimmage. Dolman was there. He got maybe one.
Take a look at the backs and receivers for Denver. We've already talked about Gaston Green. Robert Perryman is a plan B guy. The key guys, the wide receivers. This is their kind of game. Michael Young, Mark Jackson. You'll see Vance Johnson as well because of all the man-for-man bump and run coverage you'll see from the Vikings. Offensive line, key matchup, left tackle Jeff Davidson against Chris Dolman.
Michael Young wide to the left. Perryman joins Green in the backfield on 2nd and 9. 1-yard line. Johnson in motion. Short of the first down. Merriweather got him at around the 29-yard line. Well, look at the defense, Pat.
And this is not the dominating defense it was a number of years ago because of Keith Millard is out. Henry Thomas is playing his position. Ken Clark in his 14th year. Chris Dolman does not have a sack yet on the season. The linebackers, Ray Berry playing middle linebacker. Remember, Scott Stutwell played middle linebacker for a long, long time for these Vikings. In the corners, Carl Lee and Reggie Rutland will play man-for-man, bump and run defense all over the field tonight.
Shotgun on 3rd and 1. Steve Sewell in the lineup and gets the ball and gets a first down. Joey Browner the stop, but not before he reached the 32-yard line.
I kind of like that call, quite honestly. 3rd and 1, you get into shotgun, which is clearly a passing formation from the tendencies of the Denver Broncos, and then you give the ball to a guy who is primarily a receiver. Steve Sewell has been for Denver for a number of years, and you pick up the first down.
Young and Jackson both split wide right. Perryman in the game along with Green. First down, Denver. Elway will put it up. He's got time. Into the flat it goes, complete to Green. And Reggie Rutland knocks him down as he reaches the 40-yard line.
You know, Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator for Denver, was saying that you're not going to make a living throwing necessarily to your wide receivers against the corners. You have to mix in every now and then a throw to a back, like here to Gaston Green, to his tight ends, particularly Shannon Sharp, and give Gaston Green a little air. Give him some space. Because when you give Green a little space and a little air, he can go 40, 50 yards for you.
Speaking of Shannon Sharp, he checks into the game here. It's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go. Elway rolls right. He's being chased. He unloads for Clarence Clay. Incomplete. It was Carlos Jenkins. And Jimmy Williams was putting the pressure on.
Yeah, Jimmy Williams did a terrific job there against John Elway. And when you play against Denver as an outside linebacker, you have to stay at home. Because you know Elway can beat you on bootlegs, he can beat you scrambling, and if you don't stay at home, he's going to do that.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Let's see how Denver plays it this time. Steve Sewell has checked into the game. As Pat said, normally a pass receiver. They used him to run for it moments ago. 3rd and 2. Vance Johnson in motion. First down, 46-yard line.
Yeah, that's John Elway was saying yesterday, remember, Skip, that he said, I am so happy to have Vance Johnson back because he is my 3rd down guy. Vance Johnson just came off of injured reserve, And every quarterback that I have known from grade school on up through the pros has a favorite guy they want to throw to in critical situations. And for Elway, that's Vance Johnson.
Wade Wilson probably equally happy to have Rick Fenny back in action for the night's game.
I saw that big old back, Rick Fenny, and they like to give the ball short yardage to.
Gaston Green, a long setback. Shannon Sharp in motion. Green cuts back midfield. That's it.
Talking to Doug Weidel, the right guard, number 67 for the Denver Broncos earlier this week, and he was saying about Gaston Green is you really have to be patient with blocking for Gaston Green, because he's going to give you a 0 yards and maybe a -2 and pick up 2, but if you are patient and you give it to him enough times, he's going to get you 40, 50, 60 yards. Last week, a 63-yard run for the Broncos, their longest since 1972.
Mark Jackson wide to the left. Second down, 6 yards to go from midfield. Shannon Sharp in motion. Away to throw. It's incomplete. Reggie Rutland on the coverage. It was intended for Mark Jackson. Chris Dolman applied some pressure.
You know, you talk about defensive cornerbacks, Reggie Rutland, number 48, being on an island. And this is exactly what it is. Being on an island is, that's interference. He's grabbing his jersey, grabbed it twice, actually. But being out there on the island, you can see them, but you can't really help them. They're out there all on their own, but that should have been interference on Reggie Rutland.
Michael Young splits wide to the right. Todd Scott has him man-to-man out there. Possession play for Denver. From the shotgun, Elway. He's going to be sacked for a loss of 5. Dolman was among those. In on the play, he was helped out by Al Noga and John Randall.
Exactly right. We mentioned Chris Dolman didn't have a sack, but he's playing well. I think we often measure defensive linemen just by sacks. He's been getting double teamed, although he didn't there. He quickly beat Jeff Davidson, number 62. Good coverage. Forced Elway not to get rid of the ball, but to keep it. And then John Randall comes in from the backside and makes the sack.
Mike Horan will kick it away. Leo Lewis, the veteran, is the deep man for the Vikings, standing at his 12-yard line. Oh, beautiful kick. High spiral. Lewis will field at the 13. He's hit immediately, and down he goes. Shannon Sharp was there to knock him down. So not good field position for the Vikings as they get it going from their 13-yard line. A 42-yard kick, no return. Back to the Metrodome right after this.
The 1990
things happened here for the Minnesota Vikings. First, a quick rush by Chris Dolman on the outside. That forces Elway into some traffic up in the middle, where John Randall's going to get a hand on him. But he had nowhere to throw the ball because there was excellent coverage downfield by the Vikings. You're not going to see too many white jerseys wide open. So rush plus the coverage equals the sack.
The Vikings start with 3 wideouts. Chris Carter, Hassan Jones, Anthony Carter all split up. Herschel Walker, the lone setback. From the 13-yard line. Herschel hit at the line of scrimmage, nothing there. Warren Powers finished him off. But Mike Kroll, the youngster, the #1 draft choice out of Nebraska, hit him in the backfield, slowed him down.
Well, this is an offense that has only scored 43 points this year. Only Indianapolis has scored fewer. Herschel Walker being used as just an eye-back and a tackle-to-tackle kind of guy. The wide receivers are the key. Gary Zimmerman operated on this week his hand, so he's playing with a big cast. Kurt Loudermilk, a very good center. The matchup between him and Craig Cragen, the nose tackle for the Broncos, will be a good matchup tonight.
Allen checks into the game, a running back. He's split wide to the left and comes in motion. And gets the ball and is hit at the 15, and down he goes. In on the play, the nose tackle, Greg Cragen, made the stop. Warren Powers helped him up.
Yeah, I think you're going to be calling Greg Cragen's name a lot tonight, Skip. The nose tackle plays from sideline to sideline. Linebackers is really the strength of this Bronco defense, though, quite honestly. Simon Fletcher, 4 sacks last year against these guys. Mike Prohl, the rookie #1 draft pick out of Nebraska. Mecklenburg, again, having a good season. Tyrone Braxton, off an injury from last year. He has made a big difference. But the strength of this defensive team, right, with the free safety and the strong safety, Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith.
Darren Nelson has checked into the game. Herschel Walker splits wide right. Wade Wilson to throw for the first time tonight. Now he'll run, and he is hit and knocked down short of the first down. Steve Atwater came up. Carl Mecklenburg in on the play as well, and Minnesota, by the way, the highest salaried team in the NFL, will have to give it up.
Yeah, the Denver Broncos, a lot of inside blitzes. Watch number 51 and number 56 right in the middle of the screen. Two inside linebackers, but excellent protection for Wade Wilson. He was dancing around there. Good coverage by the Broncos, forces him to run, and now forces the punt. We'll see a lot of inside stunts, middle linebacker blitzes from this Bronco team tonight, more than they have in years past.
Harry Newsom will kick it away. Kevin Clark will try to return it for the Broncos. We are scoreless midway through the first quarter. Another nice kick. Clark will field at his 32. He reaches the 40. He reaches just about midfield before he's knocked down. A 46-yard punt, an 18-yard return. Timeout is called on the field. We have a scoreless game, and we have 7 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in quarter number one. Next week, we're going to try to figure out what's wrong with the Colts as they meet the Steelers next week. They lost again today, 31-3 to Seattle.
Pittsburgh had the week off, as the whole AFC Central did. It's interesting what teams are doing with the week off this year. There's a lot more football going on and less rest around the league on the bye weeks.
Mark Jackson wide to the left here. Elway to throw on first down, incomplete and almost intercepted. Jimmy Williams, the linebacker, got a finger on it and slowed it down.
Jimmy Williams thus far has had a very eventful evening. Stayed home on one bootleg by John Elway, and that time, as you see Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator, I'm not exactly sure what Monty's doing, but but Jimmy Williams tips that ball away. 58. When he was at Detroit, some years he rushed the passer and was a dominating pass rusher. In other years, he stuffed the run.
Jackson wide right, Young wide left. Delay, Green pops it for a few yards across the 45, shy of the first down. Down to about the 43-yard line. Joey Browner among those on the snap.
You know, you think about Bobby Humphrey, the kind of back that he has been for Denver, that guy that gets 5 yards out of 3, that'll hammer at you in the fourth quarter, will wear you down. Gaston Green is not that kind of back. He runs pitches, he runs draws, they screen to him. They try to get him in a little open air and space. He's not going to run through a lot of tackles, but if you just give him a little bit of that air, he may go 60 for you.
Shannon Sharp checks into the game and splits wide to the right. Possession play, 3rd and 2. In motion. Flags fly. Elway throws. It's incomplete. Mark Jackson had it, could not hang on. Reggie Rutland was there to break it up. Let's see what the penalty is all about. Our referee tonight, Johnny Greer. He's talking at the moment with Henry Thomas of the Vikings.
Illegal motion. 88 offense. It's declined. 4th down.
Clarence Kay was illegally in motion. The penalty, of course, declined. And Horan will kick it away to Leo Lewis again. Still no score. 6:45 left first quarter.
And the one thing that Horan doesn't want to do here, though, is punt this ball into the end zone. That's ridiculous. Get it out inside the 10-yard line somewhere or force a fair catch on a 12 or something.
He angles it toward the corner. Let's see if he nailed it. He didn't kick that quite as deep as he wanted to. Let's see where they mark the ball. It will be at the...
That's a good punt, though. Picked up 6 yards.
14-yard line. So that's where the Vikings will start. A 29-yard kick, but more importantly, no return. We'll be back. Over at their bench and then come out to run the play.
You know, I was talking to Jerry Burns yesterday, and he said it's very, very important for Wade Wilson to get off to a fast start just because of his mental makeup. He's not the kind of quarterback that can overcome a mistake early, so they want to get him confident early.
And he'll throw on the spot, and it's complete. It's Hotshot Jones. He gets a block and is out of bounds at the 33-yard line. There was a big lineman, Warren Powers, who finally ran him out along with Dennis Smith, an 18-yard pickup and a first down.
And it was a nice block by Herschel Walker. He was the big body. But this, when he is on, when Wade Wilson is on, he can get awfully hot. And his key is the start of his game. And that was a well-thrown ball, caught right in the hands by Hassan Jones. Didn't wait for it to get to his body, and he got something going there.
Now Herschel Walker, the lone setback. They marked the ball at the 32-yard line. Through, and the closest man to it was Atwater. It was intended for the tight end, Steve Jordan.
Yeah, pretty good coverage by Carl Mecklenburg, number 77, the middle, one of the inside linebackers for Denver. Carl Mecklenburg is a guy that never ceases to amaze me. In his 9th year, you ask him to stuff the run, he will. You ask him to cover tight ends crossing the field, he will. You ask him to play short yardage defense, he will, and he'll stuff you. He can do just about everything at that inside linebacker position.
Hassan Jones, wide right, played by Tyrone Braxton. Darren Nelson, the lone setback. 2nd and 10. The give is to Nelson, and he pops forward close to the 40-yard line. He's down at about the 48. Jeff Mills in on the stop along with Atwater.
Darren Nelson on the roundabout way back to Minnesota, was here for a number of years now in his 10th year, then was released and went to San Diego, cut by the Chargers, has worked his way back here. Over the years has been a great third down receiver and a draw and screen type of receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. Played his college football with John Elway at Stanford.
3rd and 3 from the 39. Possession play for the Vikings. 5:40 left in a scoreless first quarter. They're coming. Quick release, complete, first down. Beautiful play. I don't know how Chris Carter caught it, but he did.
You know, you're right. That is what, a 6-yard gain, but that is a great catch by Chris Carter. And the thing about these wide receivers, we said it at the top of the broadcast, you have to give them a chance, even if they are covered. You know, a lot of receivers, you see a defensive back that close to you, you say, no way, I'm going somewhere else. But not with Chris Carter. And he does it every day in practice. I was talking to Mark Trestman, the offensive quarterback coach, who said he just doesn't do it on Sundays. He does it every day during the week, and it gives us a lot of confidence to throw him the ball when he's covered.
Darren Nelson, the setback. Herschel Walker splits wide right. He's an excellent pass receiver. Wilson in the pocket. Run out of the pocket. He's got some room. He's at midfield. He dives to the 40-yard line. Tyrone Braxton covered him, but a 15-yard scamper.
Wade Wilson,
run out of the pocket.
Yeah, Wade Wilson giving you his John Elway impersonation. But this is what can happen, Skip, when you play a 3 and 4 wideout situation. If you're playing man-for-man defense, which the Broncos are, no one accounts for the quarterback. You spread the defense out. Everybody runs downfield. All the defenders, once you pass the on-rushing pass rush, there's a big 20 or 30-yard gain for our area for a quarterback to run.
Walker, the lone setback.
You give me a hard time, aren't you?
Yes, I am. 1st and 10 at the 40. Herschel bangs his way to about the 36. Dennis Smith, Atwater in on the stop.
You know, Herschel Walker has always been a kind of guy that looks like he's running on railroad tracks. You know, he gets on that line, and he's going to run on that line. And if you can meet him at the station, you're going to make a lot of plays on Herschel Walker. But I think they're getting a little bit more effectiveness out of him, because what they were trying to do is getting that 3 wide out receiver set, create a gap or two for him to go. He's not going to run through a lot of people, but if he can give him a crease with his speed, he'll give you 50.
Checks in. 2nd and 6. Nelson gets the ball. He gets the corner, and he's pulled down short of the first down. Dennis Smith, Mecklenburg in on the stop.
You know, the things that go away from the play, away from the action, I think are sometimes just as interesting. Anthony Carter and Tyrone Braxton are going to be going at one another all night long and man for man. And I'm sorry, that's Wyman Henderson, number 24. But those guys will be going at one another both on runs and on pass plays. Anthony Carter doesn't mind if he gets the best of them on the running plays.
3rd and 2 is the situation. Chris Carter wide left. Hassan Jones wide right. Herschel Walker, the running back.
And Steve Jordan, the tight end, has always been a big receiver.
For Walker in the pass was a little behind him, and he couldn't control it. Went off his shoulder pad. He would have had the first down without much doubt.
You know, Herschel, for a big guy, has always been a very good receiver. Even in his days with the Dallas Cowboys, caught a lot of balls down there. But he does wear those big old pads, doesn't he? Those shoulder pads. And if you don't catch it out in front of your body, it's going to bounce away from those pads.
Revez is going to try a monster here. About a 50-yard shot. Mike Morris, the center.
You see he's made his 13 straight, 2 off the Viking record.
It'll be a 49-yard attempt. Is it high enough? Yes. He just tucked it in there. So the Vikings draw first blood on a line drive 49-yard field goal. Minnesota leads it 3-0. 2.5 minutes remain in our first quarter. Alton Montgomery and Kevin Clark to the deep man. Revez ready to kick it off. 2.5 minutes remaining in our first quarter. Here we go. He booms another one down the field. Kevin Clark will dart in the end zone, and again Denver will start at the 20-yard line. And John Elway will bring his team to the field once more. Elway 2 out of 6, 14 yards, has missed his last 3.
There's Dan Reeves looking for his 100th win this evening. Spent a lot of time with him yesterday. Seemed more concerned about the Ryder Cup than his 100th win. Passionate golfer, and is pulling for the U.S. team, which our hats off to Dave Stockton and the Ryder Cup team for pulling off a win today.
Mark Jackson wide to the left. Breaks the tackle, 30-yard line, 33-yard line. Joey Browner in on the stop, a 13-yard scamper and a first down.
You know, you look at Gaston Green and you wonder why or how the Rams could ever have given up on him, because he never really was given a full chance with the Los Angeles Rams. He was drafted #1. He's always been known as a speed back out of UCLA, their all-time leading rusher. But you look at the Rams, it wasn't a good mix. John Robinson likes a Bobby Humphrey kind of back, a guy that can get you 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. Gaston Green has always been a big-time player, a big-time runner, but Denver is delighted to have him.
5 rushes, 34 yards for him so far tonight. And he gets another chance to run the football, and he cuts again and crosses the 40. And very close to another first down, and Browner in on the stop again along with Jimmy Williams.
Perfect type of play for Gaston Green. You flip him the ball, get him on the edge of the defense, on the perimeter of the defense, where you have a lot of room to be able to cut back inside. First, there's a good block by Clarence K, number 88, to kick Jimmy Williams out. Then he picked up a nice block by Robert Perriman, and there was a nice little running lane for him to pick up the first down.
I think it was Doug Weidel who said to us yesterday, you have to be patient blocking for him. He'll get 1 yard, no yards, 1 yard, no yards, and then get 60 or 70 on one pump. Perriman and Green are the setback. Green slips, falls, gets up and lunges and gets a couple of yards out of it. He would have had a sizable advance had he been able to keep his feet.
It's clear that John Elway, now calling his own plays, wants to go to a guy who's hot, and that's Gaston Green. And that's what he said by, I'm happy to be calling the plays because I call what I feel is going to be successful. Now, there's the wristband, and I hope he's not colorblind. But
it looks like USA Today.
Where's the sports column, the TV column? But he's got great eyesight because there's 80 plays, about 80 plays there. All the different colors symbolize down and distances.
Second down, 7 yards to go from the 46. Green gets another pitch. Again, he cuts wide. First down and more. Browner is the only man who can catch him, and he does down at the 33-yard line.
A week ago, Joey Browner missed a tackle and let Gil Fenerty get the ball all the way down to the 2-yard line. That time, Joey Browner saves a touchdown of Gaston Green.
The first quarter comes to a close on a 21-yard run by Gaston Green, and the Broncos are on the move. We'll be back to the Metrodome. Second quarter, Pat Hayden, Skip Carey with you. It's 3-0 Minnesota. Right now, Denver is in the midst of a drive. They've reached the 38-yard line, primarily thanks to Gaston Green, who has 68 yards already in 8 carries in this game.
And a little bit of a surprise to me in the first quarter, because I believe with the pass, the one-on-one man-for-man coverage, we see more of a receiver game. But it's John Elway's game right now, and calling the plays, what he's doing is, hey, they can't stop her. They have not stopped Gaston Green yet, and until they do, I'm going to keep running them. And I think that's good play calling.
I think we've got a delay of game here against Denver as the second quarter is getting underway, and we do. Michael Young desperately tried to call timeout at the last moment, but nobody saw him. And
well, that's awfully strange, because generally when you start a quarter, when they're ready to start the clock, the referee blows the whistle.
I never heard that.
And they send the quarterback out. Wow.
So it's 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line. Green and Perry at the setback. Play action. He's in trouble. Elway runs for his life and throws incomplete. No flag. It was intended, if for anyone, for Mark Jackson, but he threw it well out of bounds. Randall and Williams applied the pressure.
Terrific play by Al Noga. Al Noga, number 99, the defensive end, again, stays at home. What are we seeing on the Viking defense? Some disciplined plays. First by Jimmy Williams, and that time by Al Noga. Boy, but look at Mark Jackson. Again, that's what you're going to see tonight if you get the time to throw the ball. Boy.
Second down, 15 from the 38-yard line. Green, not there. Staying at home, Henry Thomas, the 5-year man out of LSU, to make the stop.
Yeah, much has been made about Chris Dolman not having a sack this year, number 56. But he has played very, very solidly against the run. And a lot of times, although he was singled there by Jeff Davidson, he's getting a tight end to his side, he's getting double teamed. But he's played the run and played hard every down this year.
3rd and 16 is how they mark it. Shotgun formation. Steve Sewell is in the game, so is Vance Johnson. Elway has time, goes long. It is incomplete. And no flags fly. It was intended for Young. Todd Scott among those on the coverage. Audrey McMillan back there as well.
Todd Scott is a rookie 6th-round draft pick out of Southwest Louisiana. And again, all these corners, they teach them all the same. Now, he didn't get it. That is incidental contact, but they all bump and run or run with the receiver all the way down the field. It leaves the opportunity for quarterback draws or draws with other backs. So I would be surprised to see Elway run a quarterback draw or two himself.
Horan will kick it away. Leo Lewis is the deep man. 3-0 Vikings are scored. Good snap, plenty of time. He gets the kick away and angles it for the corner. And it's kicked out of bounds.
Good punt.
Let's see where they mark it. 10-yard line. A 34-yard kick, no return.
Yeah, and a heads-up play by Alton Montgomery, number 22 of the Broncos. He's getting, if that ball's in bounds, he's going to catch it and down it inside the 5. But that's a fine special teams play by Horan and Montgomery.
At the 13, the 14, and now the 5-yard line. Herschel Walker and Terry Allen, the running backs. Allen out of Clemson. Oh, what a hand. Dennis Smith on the stop. Terry Allen to carry.
Well, you see why they've had kind of an up and down year this far. It was a tough schedule, but they are 2-2. But it's been a little bit on offense and on defense. Big surprise is quarterback sacks, only 5 on the year, only 3 interceptions.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Again, Allen and Walker are the split backs behind Wade Wilson. Slant pattern, Hassan Jones, first down. 20-yard line, 12-yard pickup.
That's a great throw by Wade Wilson and a wonderful job by Hassan Jones. Again, because on the press corner, he's got to jump inside very quickly and separate from, I think it was Tyrone Braxton that time, and that is just what he did.
2 catches for 30 yards, and when you run that slant, you know you're going to get...
Oh, you're going to get pummeled.
Yeah.
You know, to create that much separation between himself and the corner that quickly is something. You know you're doing something right on your release.
Anthony Carter splits wide right. Hassan Jones left. The pitch back is to Terry Allen. And runs out of bounds. Atwater chased him out at the 46-yard line. 26-yard gain.
Well, Terry Allen is their outside guy now. He is the change of pace to Herschel Walker. Came out of Clemson a year ago with a badly injured knee. Spent all of last year rehabilitating that knee. But they think when he gets on the corner of the defense, he can have a little burst and make plays like this. Again, there's a different type of mix because he's a different kind of back than Herschel Walker.
They mark him out at the 44-yard line. Now Walker, the lone setback. Wilson rolls to the right, sets. He's going to have to run. He's in trouble, and down he goes. The ball pops up in the air. Who's got it? I think the Vikings do. They're going to say he was down by contact in any event.
You know, I think one thing Wade Wilson is trying to do there, he was talking about it to me yesterday, was because the safeties for Denver follow the eyes of the quarterback and a pump fake very, very quickly. He thinks he can get Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith out of position by looking one way and throwing the other. And he was trying to get the flat ball to Chris Carter, who was open down the middle.
3 wideouts in the game. It's 2nd and 7. Walker to throw. Wilson to throw. He threw behind Hassan Jones. Incomplete, 3rd down.
If you look at Wade Wilson's feet, he looks a little bit like, you know, he's dancing around. It looks like a tap dancer. Like? Yeah, I'm just trying to think. He looks like a tap dancer. What's a great tap dancer? Gene Kelly in there in the pocket. But he threw that ball.
Since he's in Minneapolis, maybe he looks like Prince. Doesn't he dance around when he does his thing?
He does. He does.
Good. 3rd and 7 is the situation. Hassan Jones split wide.
Here's the situation, too, where they're not afraid to throw to their wide receivers short of the 1st down, and because they're talented, let them run to the 1st down after the catch.
Wilson in the pocket, has time, throws, Herschel Walker, complete 1st down. Mike Kroll on the stop, but Walker got enough to keep the chains moving.
Boy, it's not too often you see a big back like that, like Herschel Walker, make adjustments and catch the ball like this. Because that ball is out in front of him. He is fully stretched out there, didn't use the body, just the hands, and that's a tremendous catch there by Herschel Walker to keep a drive alive. Well, you know, you look back on the films on Monday, and it's plays like that that keep drives alive, they can really make a difference in a ball game.
1st down from the 44-yard line. Wilson again will put it up. He's chased, he's hit, he keeps his feet, he's down. He got back to the line of scrimmage. He was finally covered by Craig Cragen, but it was Ron Holmes who was chasing him around in the backfield.
Boy, did Ron Holmes get a quick start, number 90. Again, he is really kind of a designated pass rusher type, although he plays every down. That is his primary function. Nice heads-up play. He was trying to cause a fumble there by Wade Wilson. He didn't do so, but a great pass rush by Holmes because he has that initial first 2 steps that he beat the offensive line.
Hassan Jones wide right. The Carters, Anthony and Chris to the left. Herschel Walker, the running back. 2nd and 11. Wilson to throw again. Complete and hit immediately and down. Chris Carter caught it, and Dennis Smith caught him for a very minimal gain.
Jerry Burns was saying about Dennis Smith, he is as good a hitter as there is in the National Football League. And he's done that about 3 different times tonight. But again, they're giving Chris Carter the chance, and that's all you can ask. Now, he's going to make some guys miss, or Chris Carter is, or he's going to get up in a crowd and make a catch like he did against Atlanta for a big play early in the year. But that's the kind of wide receivers that Minnesota has.
Same formation as on the last play. It's now 3rd and 7. Now they send Chris Carter in motion. Wilson throws. Carter couldn't hang on. It was a little high, and he couldn't bring it down.
A lot of receivers are having to make some adjustments on Wade Wilson's throw, but that ball should have been caught, and Anthony Carter knows it. Now, one of the things they were using Anthony Carter in the slot tonight, which they have not done all year. One of the adjustments in trying to get the ball more to Anthony Carter was run him out of the slot formation where it's more difficult to double team him.
Harry Newsom will punt it. Kevin Clark will try to return it. High kick. Will it make the end zone? The answer to that is yes. So Denver will start at the 20-yard line after a 41-yard punt. But it went into the end zone. We'll be back right after this.
Number 79, Dave Whitell, and Doug Whitell, number 67, Dave, number 79, getting the start tonight because Sean Farrell is injured his shoulder. And
those are not the Whitell.
There's some guys that'd be looking for their car keys, I'm sure, after this game is over.
Shannon Sharp in motion for Denver. Green gets the ball again. Pops it clean. Across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Carl Lee ran him down along with Rutland. 21-yard pickup again.
You know, there is just a suddenness about Gaston Green. And Mike Shanahan, the offensive coordinator, was saying, hey, we have never had a back like Gaston Green. Bobby Humphrey has a lot of attributes, but is not the kind of guy that can make plays like that. And you think about some of the great runners, the Floyd Littles that they've had at Denver. They really haven't had a guy that can go the distance from anywhere.
Ricky Nattiel checks in and is wide to the right. 88 yards already for Gaston Green, and they haven't scored. Shannon Sharp in motion. Green again, not much there this time. Perhaps a couple of yards, no more than that. Now let's take a look at tonight's U.S. Marine Corps scoreboard.
Well, the Bills have won all sorts of different ways this year, coming from behind today, and they've gone out on front as well. A lot of field goals in that game.
Yeah, that was all that was. Cowboys scored late on an Aikman pass. Boy, the Saints are for real, huh?
Yeah, again, their defense was marvelous. I think Ricky Jackson had 3 sacks. Murkowski injured, hurt his left shoulder, had his right shoulder operated on, but hurt the left shoulder today.
2nd and 7 is the situation. Ball at the 44. Again, Shannon Sharp in motion. Flags fly. Elway to throw. Now he will be sacked. Ken Clark was there, and he wasn't alone.
Boy, there's some good stories in tonight's ball game, and Ken Clark, number 71 for the Vikings, is one of them.
Let's see what Johnny Greer tells us about the penalty. It's against the Vikings.
Offside. 56 defense.
Dolman.
Still 2nd down.
Offside. That's a break for Denver.
I think he may have actually called the wrong number. He called it on Chris Dolman. He's number 56 at the top. But indeed, it was number 97, Henry Thomas.
That makes it a 2nd and 2 instead of a long loss. Perryman in the backfield, along with Gaston Green. Green. Nothing there. Dolman got it. Jimmy Williams was there as well.
Now, that's a great play by Chris Dolman. And, you know, a lot of guys who are known as pass rushers, you don't see that kind of effort in the short yardage situations and rundowns. You know, it's easy to play on 3rd and 10 when you're trying to rush the passer, but when you're getting criticized for not making sacks, but you can stop the run like he did there, that's a good play by Chris Dolman.
3rd and 2.
I'll tell you what. You're unbelievable.
I don't know what he's talking about, folks. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. He'll throw for it if he can. He's in trouble. He can run. He will throw. Out of bounds. Al Noga applied the pressure on Elway again. Denver again, despite the great work by Gaston Green in this game, can't get it going.
Yeah, and the difference is the pass rush by Minnesota, which has been really non-existent this year, has been terrific. Now, the Denver Broncos were concerned about their offensive line. They don't think they have a dominating offensive line that a quarterback can drop back 7 steps and hold the ball. You got to get rid of it quickly. But you have a lot of purple jerseys hustling out there in the defensive line from sideline to sideline.
Elway's missed 6 in a row. Moran kicks it away to Leo Lewis, a mile high. Lewis will call for a fair catch and will make it right at the 20-yard line. 31-yard punt and no return. 6:22 remaining in our first half, and the Vikings still lead the Broncos. There's your score. 6:22 remaining till halftime, and the Vikings go to work. They mark the ball at the 21. Herschel Walker, the lone setback. And he gets a carry and breaks a tackle and gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line, and you see in on the tackle is Kenny Walker, and he's quite a story.
Yeah, wonderful story that many of you know about. He is deaf. Kenny Walker is number 96. You see the tap there by Simon Fletcher. That's one of the ways they communicate with Kenny Walker, and they're audible, so they tap him on his hip to help him go away. But it's a heartwarming story with a happy ending. Much has been made about Kenny Walker, but he is a tremendous football player.
Period. That's deflected and incomplete. Let's see who got it. Looked like it might have been Ron Holmes. Talking to the other Denver players about Walker, they don't consider him handicapped in any. Every time you mention his name, whoever you mention it to, their face lights up in a smile. They really like that kid.
Yeah, they really do, and he has taught them a lot about communication on this team. Dan Reeves was talking about that yesterday. He just thought about some of the things that he had been doing as a coach for years and years that he's had to change, like some of the drills, using a ball rather than a snap count, because defensive players are always going on a ball and not a sound.
3rd and 4 is our situation for Minnesota. We're down to 5:44 left in the first half. Flags fly, and everybody points in opposite directions. Holmes jumped across the line. Let's see if he was drawn up.
Ball start.
He was.
69 offense. Prior to the snap. Still 3rd down.
You know, just kind of finishing the thought about Kenny Walker, he has overcome some incredible odds. Not just the deafness. People were afraid to draft him. They weren't sure what kind of player they were going to get. So he came into camp as an 8th-round draft pick out of Nebraska. They thought he couldn't make the team. He did. Then he thought he was going to be a situation player. Now they're saying at some point this season he will be a starter for the Denver Broncos.
3rd and 9 is our situation. Wilson to throw, has time, gets it away. Incomplete. No flag. Dimry, the former Falcon, broke it up out there.
Yeah, boy, what a play by Charles Dimry. We have seen some good defensive back play thus far in the first half. Where Charles Dimry was the guy that took a lot of heat a year ago in Atlanta for being beaten so badly. But it was a different kind of scheme. This man can cover one-on-one. It was they put way too much pressure on him in Atlanta. They've taken some of the heat off here for him in Denver, and it's been a great change of venue for Charles Dimry.
Harry Newsom will kick it to Kevin Clark. Only a lawyer would call it a change of venue.
You will get the bill later.
The kick is returnable from the 28 to the 40.
Nice move.
And out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. It'll be close to the 45-yard line. A 50-yard kick, a 17-yard return by Clark. So again, good field position for Denver. They have 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Steve Sewell enters the game. It's 3rd and 9. Slap pattern, that's dropped too. Ricky Nattiel, that one hit him right in the numbers. Elway has missed 8 in a row, but a couple of them were immensely catchable balls, including that one.
The wide receiver, number 84 at the top of the screen, Ricky Nattiel. Again, when you're getting the press, one of the routes you want to run is just a quick slant, because you can get some very quick separation, some distance between yourself and the defensive back. He should have caught that ball. It would have been a first down.
Mike Horan will kick it away to Leo Lewis. We've seen a lot of that tonight. 4th and 9 from the 47. 4.5 minutes remaining till halftime. And the Fruit of the Loom halftime report. The kick is a boomer, could be returned. Lewis at the tackle, gets to the 22 or thereabouts before he is knocked down. 38-yard kick, 7-yard return. We mentioned the Fruit of the Loom halftime report coming up.
Remaining here in the first half, 3 timeouts with his Vikings. Plenty of time. I think they still have to get the ball to Anthony Carter, who has not caught a pass tonight.
They get it to him on a sweep. Spins his way close to the 30-yard line before he is knocked down. They're going to mark it at the 29. Warren Powers in on the stop.
You know, you think about some of the players who can make a He's having a good time. And again, you don't see enough of that. Guys just having fun anymore in the NFL. But Anthony Carter is here. But you think about some of the game breakers in the league. He is one of them. And you think about Jerry Rice. And somehow San Francisco finds a way to get the ball to Jerry Rice, even though he's double covered. They have to do it with him.
Wyman Henderson saved a touchdown. But the Vikings are on the move. 49 yards for Herschel.
It was the same play a moment ago. Remember, they had given the ball to reverse to Anthony Carter. They're in the same action. Anthony Carter didn't get the reverse. They just quickly gave it to Herschel Walker on a quick burst up the middle. Left guard, center, create a little hole for him, and then he gets to the outside. The only reason he gets knocked out is because about 3 defenders, including Henderson, just had a great angle on him.
The ball is at the 22-yard line. Longest run by the Vikings this year. Hassan Jones in motion. Herschel gets it again and just puts his head down and burrows into the center of the line for a couple. Kenny Walker among those in on the stop.
Yeah, he and Greg Cragen, number 71, the nose tackle for the Denver Broncos, made the play.
He is tough. He's funny, too.
Yeah.
Enjoy talking with him.
Watch Chris Carter, number 80, pick up a block for Herschel Walker. Again, he's the one that allowed him to break to the outside the first time. Again, if your wide receivers can block, you can have an awful lot of long runs.
2nd and 8 from the 20-yard line. 2:38 till halftime. Chris Carter in motion. Wilson to throw. Herschel Walker. He is hit and thrown for a loss. Steve Atwater came up and made the play, and that's no surprise. He's an outstanding performer.
Steve Atwater, you know, you figure if you gave him the number 55, he could play middle linebacker for you. You know, he's a free safety. He wears the 27, and he plays free safety as well as you're going to find in the game. But when it comes to making plays at the line of scrimmage, he is sensational, as he did right there.
And we have come upon the 2-minute warning. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. Minnesota on the march. They lead 3-0. They're at the 20-yard line with 2 minutes left in the first half.
Here.
Well, yeah, can rehearse it. Thank you. Herschel Walker, the lone setback. 3rd and 11. Wilson will throw for it. He goes long. Anthony Carter, touchdown.
Penalty.
Hold the phone. Yep. Illegal motion against the Vikings. It was a great catch anyway, but it's not going to count.
Illegal motion. 76 offense. Still 3rd down.
Big Tim Irwin, the veteran out of Tennessee.
Boy. Tim Irwin, number 76, is the right tackle. Yeah, you're not going to see it there. Maybe you did. You're moving just a little bit. Certainly did influence the pass rush or the play, but again, it goes to show you, if you give Anthony Carter a chance, give him an opportunity, something magical generally happens.
Wyman Henderson played him beautifully on that play, but it would have been a touchdown. Well, it isn't, and it's 3rd and 16. Wilson to throw again. Yep, he gets intercepted. Dennis Smith, he's going to go unless Wilson can catch him, and he does. A touchdown saving tackle. Oh, what a difference that penalty, huh?
A lousy 5-yard penalty, the difference between perhaps now 10 points, maybe 14 points. Again, this one he was trying to force into Anthony Carter, number 81. A zone defense, a change of pace by the Denver Broncos. Didn't play man. They played the zone, well read by Dennis Smith.
It was Randy Robbins. My mistake, Pat.
It was Randy Robbins who did a terrific job of keying in on the quarterback in that zone defense, watching the quarterback's eyes the whole way, and then driving on the throw. Yeah, this is a, maybe 10, 14-point turnaround.
Michael Young wide to the left. Elway, a master at running the clock. Steve Sewell lunges forward. Al Noga on the stop inside the 40-yard line. Clock ticks with 1:37 remaining.
And they have all 3 of their timeouts to the Broncos.
2nd and 7. Pressure. Elway gets it away, and it's complete to Young at the 30. And out of bounds at the 29-yard line, and he really did a dance that time to get away and throw a 10-yard completion.
Yeah, you put John Elway in an athletic environment and then throw some adversity at him and watch how he responds. Terrific rush there by Dolman again. Forces him up inside the pocket, takes a shot by Merriweather. And then it was a good adjustment by Michael Young. I thought this ball was going to be over his head, but he kind of drifted back very subtly and made the nice catch.
He splits wide to the left again. 1:22 left, as you see. Elway to throw. Short and complete.
Wow, that's a great defensive play by Reggie Rutland. Man, to be able to do that without pass interference as these corners can, Reggie Rutland and Carl Lee, is indeed a talent that you don't see much in the NFL. Again, all you think, hey, he just saved a 5-yard play, but this is a remarkable timing by Reggie Rutland. You've seen him do that a couple times tonight. Carl Lee has been in position to do it as well tonight a couple times. And again, that's why Elway is trying to get the ball to some other guys, the Gaston Greens and his tight ends. He's going to need to.
Trips right for Denver on 2nd down. Elway goes the other way to Young, made a diving catch. Let's see where they mark it at the 19-yard line. Todd Scott covered him. He's very close to the first down, so close they'll have to measure.
Michael Young was saying yesterday that, hey, because I don't have great speed, but I'm not terribly slow either. But guys don't give me a lot of respect. I am going to get bumped and run and pressed, and I'm not going to get much of a cushion. So I have to get open quickly, and I have to come out of my breaks quickly.
He also said watching Henry Ellard when he was with the Rams really helped him to perfect his craft.
Absolutely. But the way he comes out of his breaks. But let's set this thing up as Denver gets ready to perhaps score here. First, remember Anthony Carter, who again, just as a magician, you throw the ball up, he acts like it's his, and he'll make plays like that. He has his entire career. That was nullified because of a penalty by Tim Irwin. And then Wade Wilson came right back, and this time really kind of forced the ball, definitely forced the ball to Anthony Carter. Randy Robbins is there to make the interception, a big defensive play, the biggest of today's game. And now Denver is driving for perhaps the go-ahead touchdown.
Ricky Nattil wide to the right. Vance Johnson in motion. Elway to throw. He throw a flag, intentional grounding.
Good call.
Al Noga got the pressure on Elway.
Good call. Al Noga, number 99, is another Viking that coming in today's game didn't have a sack. But he has been off the ball and in Elway's face all night, all this entire first half. No one even close to that ball, so it was a nice call by the referee.
And no argument at all.
Intentional grounding, number 7, offense. It's also a loss of down. 2nd down.
So it's 2nd down, and the ball is now at the 30-yard line. Michael Young comes wide right this time. Left.
And Steve Sewell's got a matchup against the linebacker. Steve Sewell against Mike Merriweather.
More pressure. Swing pass. Flag is thrown. Incomplete 3rd down, but check the flag. It might be holding.
They're going to find themselves right at a field goal range here in a second.
Johnny Greer will let us